And now I'd just like to introduce another very special person, Eileen from the Irish Cancer Society. If you'd like to come up.
Thanks, Chris. I'm not going to keep you very long at all, don't worry, these aren't long speech notes. I just wanted to come here on behalf of the Cancer Society just to say a massive thank you. Firstly to the actual convention themselves for nominating us. So since 2010 we have been their nominated charity and we have benefited from this fantastic festival, and just under €20,000 has been raised here as a result of this fantastic weekend, and it goes directly to the Society, so thank you very much. I also just want to acknowledge all the volunteers that are involved here over the weekend. Our charity relies on voluntary donations, so every day we are working with fantastic volunteers, so we know exactly the level of commitment and time and energy that goes into making a weekend like this. So from myself and everybody at the Cancer Society, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all the volunteers, the community here and the actual convention themselves, so thank you very much. I won't keep you too long. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the Cancer Society, because I do know there's a lot of people here from all over the world, and I just want to let you know how you are actually helping us here. So we are the National Cancer Charity and we provide support, care and information to those affected by cancer. We do not receive government funding. We get a small percentage, less than 5%, but that's to actually help administer a government programme. Outside of that, everything else that we do to help people, it's totally reliant on voluntary donations, and every year we need just over €20 million to continue to help those affected by cancer. So what exactly do we do? As such, we provide night nurses, we provide daffodil centres. We have 2 here in Cork, one up in the CUH and one in the Bonds, and they're walk-in information centres for people who have any concerns whatsoever about cancer. And last year alone, those 2 centres here in Cork had over 6,500 visitors come through their door. We also have a helpline whereby if anybody's got any concern, they can ring the helpline. There's a nurse there who can talk them through any concern that they would have. And that's kind of the services as such that we have out in the communities right across the country, not just here in Cork. But I suppose the other thing that we do, and in particular this festival is particularly good at helping us do that, and that's help raise awareness and promote messages about how people can reduce their risk of getting cancer. So over the weekend there will be an Irish Cancer Society stand, and it will be staffed by our volunteers who are there to for anyone who has any questions that they'd like to ask, but most importantly we're there to raise the profile and awareness about what you can do to reduce your risk around skin cancer. And over the weekend our message will be to people to be sun smart. So from the months of April to September we always say to people, look, just because the sun isn't out doesn't mean that there isn't UV rays that can actually increase your risk of getting skin cancer. So the message is to cover up, make sure you have your hat, your sunglasses, put your sun cream on, and don't be out during peak times between 11 and 3. But if you can at all, just pop over to our volunteers and they'll talk you through everything. They've got some sun cream samples and they've got wristbands as well, which will help actually tell you just how damaging the UV rays are, because here in Ireland we seem to think that we never get sun and we're grand, but that's not, we're grand. That's not the actual issue at all, so make sure you call over to the tent and say hello. Just to put it into perspective, there is 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed during their lifetime with cancer, and last year there was just over 34,000 people diagnosed in the country, and there was over 4,000 people here in Cork diagnosed. And in Ireland the most common type of cancer is actually skin cancer. So I just want to say to you finally that on a positive note, we are surviving it, and the reason why we're surviving it is because of research. And the Cancer Society last year invested 2.4 million into research, and yesterday I had the fantastic opportunity of meeting some researchers up in Dublin, and they were explaining our work to us. We're funding some projects up there, and it's just absolutely amazing the work they're doing. Jolene had the opportunity to come along to UCC there in December and meet some of our researchers there that we are funding. And I think Jolene would agree with me that not only was it just amazing to see the work that they're doing and just how much the landscape has changed in terms of treatment for cancer patients over the last 20 years is remarkable, but it was humbling and inspiring to see the work that they were doing. And I just want to end on a positive note and say that as a result of the research that we're doing, people are surviving longer, people who are diagnosed, their actual treatment themselves are much better. The drugs are better quality, and people do not have to go through the same level of treatment that they would have had 20 years ago, when sometimes when they heard the words "you had cancer," it was a death sentence. That's not the case now. There is hope, and I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of our hearts and say that the money raised here will be put to good use, and you will allow us to continue to fight our battle against cancer, and we won't give up. And finally, I just wish you all a very ginger happily weekend. All right, thank you.